if you follow the channel, you know that I like looking for the stories that's inside the stories. A few years back, we experienced what they call COVID, and everybody had mixed feelings. It's a real disease. It's fake. It's man-made. The government controlled it. Take this vaccine. Take that vaccine. Well, I'm here to give you the story, and this is Johnson and Johnson's lead scientist, and he says the vaccines was all bullshit. Enough of me talking. Let's let him run his mouth.
Do you have any idea the lack of research that was done on those products?
Joe Biden says that it's safe and effective, but like he didn't know.
There's no proof. I mean, none of that stuff was safe and effective. People wanted it. Who gave it to them? It's like, all right, you know what? Cancer patient's going to die anyway. I'm sure somebody's going to get sued for that stuff eventually.
Hi, Josh. Are you Josh Rice from Johnson & Johnson? You're going to deny your identity?
Yes, sir.
And you said that your vaccine was not safe and effective. You said that. Deep inside Johnson & Johnson's global machine is a scientist, a lead scientist, whose very approval or disapproval of J&J products can change millions of American lives. Meet Joshua Rees, a lead regulatory scientist at Johnson & Johnson. Joshua, in his role, leads the creation and execution of regulatory strategies for new and existing products across Johnson & Johnson.
We run the whole soup to nuts. Like, not only we're working on the products, but everything that has to do with the drug. We have to make sure that you understand how to use the drug, how to be able to prescribe certain pieces of information, how to communicate that to the patient.
Now, according to a Johnson & Johnson press release from December 2021, the safety and well-being of those who use the Johnson & Johnson vaccine continues to be our #1 priority. Now, for the first time ever, an official from Johnson & Johnson admits to our hidden cameras that the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine was, quote, not safe and effective, unquote. And the company wanted to, quote, just throw the vaccine creation to the wind and see what happens, unquote.
You know, they're like, oh, Joe Biden says that it's safe and effective, but like he didn't know.
There's no proof. I mean, none of that stuff was safe and effective. We didn't do the typical test. Like the typical process, that's why it takes so long to get a product on the market. The typical process is all this clinical trial testing and stuff in a small population. This was just, let's test it on some, lab models, analyze and see if it works and stuff like that, and just throw it to the wind and see what happens.
But people didn't know that. Like the patients,
that's what I'm saying. I'm sure.
So there you have the head scientist of Johnson & Johnson telling you, we didn't run the clinical test, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, we just made this shit and started giving it to people.
Somebody's going to get sued for that stuff eventually.
The lead regulatory scientist for Johnson & Johnson went into detail about how the federal government applied heavy pressure on Big Pharma in order to hastily create the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine, encouraging speed over efficacy or safety.
Do you have any idea the lack of research that was done on those products? Like, you shouldn't be surprised that this happened. It was pretty much the government kind of made a deal with pharmaceutical companies and kind of pressured the pharmaceutical companies, because we're not going to say no to the help, like the government. Like the government's like, yo, these 3 big ass companies, we need help. We need to figure this out. You're solving this problem.
Is that Operation Warp Speed?
I mean, basically.
So, as you hear, he's saying the government came to the 3 big companies, put pressure on them. Yo, y'all gotta do this. And as you can see, you got vaccines and stuff that wasn't safe, that wasn't tested, that wasn't vetted through the proper procedures.
Just had a race to figure out who could solve it best. Like, people wanted it. Who gave it to them?
The CDC has previously announced they're pulling the J&J vaccine from use in the United States. J&J claims this is due to the vaccine's declining use and the company's strategic shift away from the vaccines. But as you just heard, J&J's own regulatory scientist was well aware of the ineffectiveness of their own COVID vaccine.
There's something side effect that's going to happen, and it's more or less, all right, what's the worst side effect that's going to happen, and is that better than the benefit that the consumer is going to get? It's like that's the interesting thing that I found about it. It's like, all right, you know what, cancer patient's going to die anyway, so quality of life is the question in that instance, as opposed to whether you're curing something. You're not curing anything at that point. It's just, all right, are you going to have a nicer 6 months?
Now, I caught up with Joshua Rye in Toms River, New Jersey.
So you heard them. They didn't really care. They looked at most patients that you were going to die anyway because of your underlying condition, which is worse than making the COVID worse. So they was just giving people anything, and you hear them. They didn't give a fuck.
On the Jersey Shore to get clarification on what he meant by his comments on hidden camera. What led him to say this? What led him to tell a total stranger that his product was not safe and effective? Here's a little sneak peek of how this went. This is one of the most extraordinary interactions ever, maybe rivaling the one that I had with the other guy inside Pfizer back 2.5 years ago. Are you Josh Rice from Johnson & Johnson? You're going to deny your identity?
Yes, sir.
And you said that your vaccine was not safe and effective. You said that. You know, where is he going? He's going to run away. He's going to the women's restroom. Are you confused? I am a human man. I am allowed to take a pee in the man's restroom. You shouldn't be.
So we seen he was confessing to a stranger, didn't know he was being set up, and when the reporter came to ask him, he didn't want to talk no more.
Surprised that this happened. We have no idea. People, I got it from your mouth.
No.
Stand behind what you said and explain to us what you meant by it. Undercover investigations like these carried out by our OMG undercover journalists are pulling back the veil on the corruption and lies in our government, in our corporations, in the pharmaceutical industry. Remember, sometimes 60, 70, 80 into bigpharma.com or send us a message on our Signal.
So there you have it. What you think? Do you think other people knew this all the way to the top? And was you taking the vaccines? I didn't take the vaccine. I was listening to Donald Trump. I didn't wear no mask throughout the whole situation. I didn't believe it was nothing. I never got sick. Plus, I was taking care of my disabled mother and sister. They never got sick. And they got the vaccines, of course, because they were disabled and because of the programs they were involved in. But I never did. We were fine. It is what it is. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you think. You know, I present you with the facts. I give you my opinion on those facts. And if you like how I do that, click that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all so you can get notifications every time I drop one of these videos. And if you out here taking these vaccines that ain't no good for you, cut the shit. That part.